Okay, this is Russ with Russ's Weather Recon. I'm going to jump in here real quick. We've got some severe weather that's been making its way through southeast Kansas this evening. Got a pretty decent storm. Let's get you over to the radar. Got a pretty decent storm here moving into the Independence, Kansas area. Montgomery County, Kansas is under a severe thunderstorm warning. For the next 6 minutes or so. They will likely extend this warning. More than likely. It's had some hail with it as it's trekked its way across southern Kansas. I believe this one came out of Oklahoma not all that long ago. Let's see what cities here is going to affect. It's going to affect Independence by 7:48 this evening. And Cherryville by 8:07 p.m. This particular cell, I believe we're mainly talking about hail in this cell here. Let's do some checking to see what size of hail that we have possible in this particular cell. All right. Looks like up to about between a 1/2 inch and 1 inch size hail. And let's zoom in here, give you an idea where this is at. The Independence Airport, south and west of Independence, Kansas, here on 75 Highway. Looks like the hail core is going to be probably about 3 to 4 miles west of the Independence Airport. This cell is moving off to the east-northeast. So if you are in the Independence area, be prepared for some large hail as this particular storm moves through. And we're going to jump off of this cell real quick here and take a look in Oklahoma. Looks like there's another hail core here just west of the 160 and 75 junction, straight west of Independence. Looks like some pretty decent. If nothing else, this is going to be some really, really heavy rain coming down. And we'll see if they extend this particular severe thunderstorm warning for this cell here in just a little bit. But we are going to jump down here to the west of Oklahoma City and talk about this cell for just a little bit. It actually has a tornado warning with it. Let me get zoomed in here. It looks like it's right around the Binger, Oklahoma area. Straight west of Minco and north of Gracemont. Let's this tornado warning was issued at 7:17, and this will expire at 8 o'clock this evening. It's a tornado, radar indicated tornado. Let's check to see if it's still showing much rotation in that area. Yeah, it's still got some pretty good rotation right here. Looks like right here north of Lukiba, north and east of Lukiba is where the rotation is being picked up by radar. You can see where the mesocyclone detection, the radar's got a signature there. It's also got a pretty good tornado vortex signature, which is the upside down triangle here. Looks like it's got some pretty good velocity with it. Low level delta velocity is 52 knots. The maximum delta velocity is up to 90 knots. So yeah, that's some pretty good rotation there. Looks like that's off to the north and east of Lukiba, Oklahoma. Let me zoom out and kind of show you where we're at compared to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is off to the right of the map here, if you can see my cursor. But this storm's moving almost due east, maybe a little northeast of due east. But I wanted to kind of point that out. That's been the only tornado warning that we've had along this cold front that's making its way through the area this afternoon and this evening. And that's just fairly recent that they issued that tornado warning. And this is west of Oklahoma City in Norman, Oklahoma areas. So be on the lookout there in Oklahoma City, Norman, Chickasha, and those areas. Got another cell back here to the west of Chickasha that's severe thunderstorm warned. These are all making their way with this line of storms off to the east, it looks like. But that's really the two storms we're looking at. Looks like here north and east of Tulsa, we've got another cell that they've issued a special weather statement on. Gusty winds could knock down small trees, limbs, and blow around loose items. Locations in or near the path of this particular strong cell is Chelsea, Big Cabin, and includes Interstate 44. So if you are outdoors this afternoon and this evening, I guess we're into this evening. It's already 7:44 p.m., but Central Daylight Time. But we're still dealing with this pretty stout cell. Looks like they've, let me change radar sites real quick here. Looks like they've had a hail report here within the last several minutes. 5 miles west of Bolton, they've had 0.70 inch hail, a little less than 3/4 inch hail. Reported with gusts around 45 miles per hour by a trained weather spotter. And that was just at about 10 minutes ago that report came in. So these cells here have at least 3/4 inch hail up to about an inch hail. So that's pretty decent size. If you see the 68, the orange 68 here, that's the Independence Airport. There's 68 degrees there at the Independence Airport, but that kind of gives you an indication on where these stronger hail cores are located. Off to the west of 75 Highway, to the south and west of Independence, Kansas, in Montgomery County. They extended the severe thunderstorm warning for Montgomery County until 8:15 p.m. That was due to expire here just a little bit ago, but looks like they extended that. Storm motions are east at 47 miles per hour, so this particular cell is moving at a pretty good clip. Up to 1 inch hail and around 50 mile an hour winds can be expected with this particular severe thunderstorm warning cell. That will move off to probably the general direction of the northwestern corner of Labette County here, and possibly towards the Parsons area, if not to the west of Parsons, within the next hour or so. But dealing with a couple areas of severe weather here along these storms has been fired up. They started out east of Wichita a little ways. You can see the severe reports they had out east of Wichita earlier this afternoon. It was about 3 o'clock this afternoon when all these storms fired up along the cold front. And looks like the cold front's made its way almost to Arkansas City and then up to around the Emporia area. And these storms are a little ways out in front of the cold front right now. Really, the only reason here in southeastern Kansas that these storms aren't as severe as what they very well could be is that we didn't see much sunshine. The atmosphere, lower levels of the atmosphere didn't get baked up really good and really didn't get the fuel, the really warm temperatures we need to probably be about 80 degrees, and we only got up to we're probably at our highs about right now, about 72 to 73 degrees for the day. Or for this afternoon and this evening, but we really didn't get the sunshine to bake things up really good to make these any worse than what they are right now. they just kind of keep pulsing up and down with some big hail and some stronger winds. And this line of storms will, the cells are actually moving off to the north and east up this line of storms as the line itself moves off to the east along the cold front. Not really a lot of stronger cells between the Coffeyville area and Oklahoma City, other than this newer cell that's kind of getting going here south and west of Anita or northwest of Pryor, Oklahoma. Let's see here. It's got a chance of about 50% chance of severe hail in it, up to an inch size hail with it. So it's ramping up pretty good. Off to the south and west of Chelsea, between Foyle and Chelsea areas. It looks like it's moving right up Highway 66, south and west of Chelsea. It's a really pretty decent hail core. I mean, probably up to about an inch size hail is possible with that storm. No severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for that cell, but they have put out a special weather statement for it here a little bit ago, so don't be surprised if this particular cell isn't upgraded to a severe thunderstorm warned cell here in just a little bit. Looks like we've got another storm trying to fire up here east of Grove, Oklahoma, the very eastern edge of Oklahoma. We'll have to keep an eye on that. This particular area up in this area, you see the red outlines. That's all a severe thunderstorm watch, and that goes until 10 p.m. this evening. You can expect 70-mile-an-hour winds and up to 3-inch size hail. Don't believe we've had any hail quite that big yet. Everything's been right around pea size to nickel size. Nothing real huge up here in southeastern Kansas hail-wise. We're going to go back down here to Oklahoma again, west of Oklahoma City, and take another gander at this tornado warning cell. Let me change the radar real quick. We are talking about an area to the west of Minko, Oklahoma. Actually, right in between Binger and Minko, Oklahoma, along 152 highway is where the rotation for this storm is currently located. Looks like this will affect Union City, Oklahoma by about 8:35 p.m. So probably within the next 45 minutes, it'll be out here to Union City, Oklahoma. So it is getting a little closer to the Oklahoma City area. Oklahoma City is in the upper right corner of the map here. This will likely go between Norman and Oklahoma City as it makes its way off to the east. I don't know if we've got any actual storm chasers down here on this cell or not. I don't know if they're spotting any wall clouds. That way I can describe to you what's going on. I think all the storm chasers stayed up north in Iowa and Illinois today along the warm front. And we don't have our usual storm chasers down here on this particular cell. I do follow a couple storm chasers for, I believe it's TV9 News out of Oklahoma City. If you've never heard of them, find them on YouTube and Facebook. It's Val and Amy Castor. Just search for their names, Castor. And they're usually pretty good at spotting and chasing storms. They're pretty much all over central and western Oklahoma. I say that, and they're showing some video on their Facebook page of some pretty big hail at about 7:30 p.m., about 3-inch size hail. Looks like it's beating up their vehicle pretty good. Yeah. And that's probably with this particular storm here. I'm not sure where Mountain View, Oklahoma is. Oh, yeah, they're on the southern cell down here. So between Mountain View and Carnegie, Oklahoma. So, yeah, they're chasing this cell. Looks like Fort Cobb. You're about ready to get some pretty large hail with this storm. The hail detection on the radar itself is detecting at least 1.5 inches hail. And, yeah, about 1 inch hail was reported in Mountain View earlier. 1.5 inches, 2-inch hail, yeah. So, yeah, these two cells, at least they've got some pretty large hail within these two cells down here. This is coming into central Oklahoma. You've got Oklahoma City off to the right here, Norman here along I-35, and Purcell. That'll affect those communities within the next hour to hour and a half. This particular cell here, the tornado warning cell, looks like we'll go south of El Reno. Moving off almost due east. They just issued a tornado warning for the southern cell. Now that I'm sitting there talking about the size of the hail, and I would imagine the rotation for this southern cell is going to be right around the Cobb area. Let me switch over products real quick. Gate-to-gate shear. Yeah. This is just showing the rotation fairly good right here. It's going to be right here in this area off to the south and east of Carnegie. And this is moving off almost due east. This will likely, if you're in the Fort Cobb, Oklahoma area, make sure you're in your tornado shelter. Get there as soon as you can, because that'll be affecting the community of Cobb, with Fort Cobb, within the next 15 to 20 minutes. The rotation is back here south and east of Carnegie. Showing some pretty decent rotation. It's a radar indicated tornado. It's moving east at 15 miles per hour. This tornado warning expires at 8:45 p.m. And then this particular tornado warning up here, you've got rotation still here north and east of Binger, Oklahoma, or straight east of Lukiba. Right here where these reds and these greens all come together. This product I'm looking at now is gate-to-gate shear. This is the actual rotation in the storm is what we're looking at with this product. It's moving off due east, it looks like. So if you're in the Union City and Minco areas, you're probably talking about the next 30 minutes or so. Let's see here, by 8, I'd say probably Union City and Minco. These are moving fairly slow, about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So you're going to have plenty of lead time, but take all this fairly serious, especially this time of year in central Oklahoma. We all know how Oklahoma City has a lot of tornadoes every year, and especially during this time of the year. But this rotation here, it's not the strongest rotation I've seen, but that does not mean it won't ramp up and drop a tornado. This will affect Union City, I would say, by about 9:15 to 9:30-ish. We'll keep an eye on this, and right now we're talking about 2 tornado warning storms off to the south and west of Oklahoma City. This one here is west of Union City and Minco, or south of Hinton, northeast of Binger. And then the southern cell down here, and the rotation, strongest rotation is going to be off to the south and east of Carnegie, Oklahoma. and that will be affecting the community of Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, within the next 15 minutes. So if you're in Fort Cobb, I would probably be in my tornado shelter pretty quick. But off to the right here is Oklahoma City, and then you got Norman, Pauls Valley, and these particular cells here are the two that we're talking about. Trying to determine if the actual rotation is probably going to be embedded or not. It looks it looks like it's actually going to be embedded within the severe storm itself. Up here, the rotation is right here east of Lukiba, so probably in the backside of the area of this cell. And then down here on the southern cell, south and east of Carnegie, is the rotation. So it's all going to be embedded within the cell. You're not going to see these things coming. It's going to be a wall of rain. And just because it's a wall of rain doesn't mean there's not a possible tornado in that wall of rain. That's what makes these type of storms so dangerous, folks. Something we've got to take serious this time of year, and we don't want anybody to lose their life over a crazy tornado. Looks like they may have, they might have allowed the tornado warning to expire, or they canceled it west of Union City. Let me check on that for you folks. As of 7:56, they had a large, low rotating wall cloud in view to the north from near Boone. It's hard to see under it, but extremely low and rotating. At 7:52, Brandon Alexander, Stormwatch Research. That's the latest report that I've got. Oh, they did it. They just updated the tornado warning on the north cell. Looks like that's what they were doing. The other one had expired, and then they updated it to include Union City, and I believe it's Minco. So if you're in Union City, you've got about 15 to 20 minutes. You need to be in your storm shelters now. This is a dangerous storm. They are reporting rotating wall clouds with these storms. You're not actually going to be able to see them coming. They are going to be embedded in a very messy, heavy rainfall. So there's no reason to even go out and look to see what's coming, because you're not going to see it. All you're going to see is a dark wall of rain on both of these particular cells here. The rotation is embedded within the actual storm itself. So you're not going to be able to see anything but a wall of rain. If you think you're going to see it coming, you're not going to. But these cells here are straight south and west of Oklahoma City. This will affect the metro of Oklahoma City within the next hour. So if you know anybody down there, give them a call, tell them what's coming, and make sure that they're weather aware and know exactly what's coming. Give them a heads up. But right now, these storms here are the biggest storms that we've got along the cold front. We have a cold front moving through this evening. It'll cool us down quite a bit. As you see out in front, it's about 75 degrees in southeastern Oklahoma, 77 in McAllister. And you get back here to Dodge City, Garden City is at 55 degrees right now. Even 55 degrees in Wichita. So behind the front, you've probably got about a 20 degrees temperature change already this evening. And that's what's firing off these storms out in front of the cold front or along the cold front. Let's check out this cell up here. Looks like this is just off to the west of Parsons up here. Let me change radar sites again. Not sure if this will affect the city of Parsons. It looks like it may. 744 is severe thunderstorm warning cell here in southeastern Kansas. Looks like they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Montgomery County and western Labette County. This will affect the Parsons area by about 8:17 p.m. and about 10 to 15 minutes or so. Looks like this particular hailstorm will move right over the top of Parsons. Affect Independence by 7:44. Looks like it's already affected Independence. Cherryville by 7:56. It's already to Cherryville. And Mounds Valley at 8:06. So about Mound Valley about right now. It'll affect Parsons by 8:17. City of Labette at 8:21. The community of McCune at 8:34 p.m. and West Mineral by 8:40 p.m. This cell's probably got about up to nickel-size hail in it. So not real huge hail, but it doesn't mean that won't get a little more severe as we go along. As you see back here, it shows winds less than 50 miles per hour and up to about inch-size hail. But this will be moving into Labette County in the city of Parsons here within the next 10 minutes or so. This particular severe thunderstorm warning expires at 8:15 p.m. It's moving east at about 47 miles per hour. The storm is. It's a radar indicated hail threat, and maximum hail size is up to 1 inch. So if you live in Parsons, you're going to get a little bit of wind, probably about 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. And I would say up to about 1/2 inch to 1 inch size hail. Looks like the hail core is just off to the south and west of the Parsons Airport. Out here at the 400 highway, US 400 and US 169 junction. Especially if you live in that area, you're probably going to be getting some hail right now north of Cherryville. Looks like the heaviest portion will be to the north of Mound Valley from the way it looks now. And then you've got the little community of Dennis here. So I'd say if you're in Dennis, you're probably going to see some hail here in a little bit. And then you've got another little hail core back to the south and west here. Actually, with the latest update, that kind of, if nothing else, you're going to have some pretty darn good rains coming up. Let's see if this is updated. Not quite yet. So Parsons by 8:17 p.m. Labette City by 8:21. McCune by 8:34 and West Mineral by 8:40. The areas that this particular severe thunderstorm warning cell here in southeastern Kansas. These are the communities that it will affect between now and 8:40 p.m. It's moving off to the east, northeast. Parsons by about 8:15. I'd say Dennis probably by about 8:08. So about right now, looks like it's still just off to your west there in Dennis along US 400 highway. But as we speak right now, this is probably one of the stronger cells in southeastern Kansas. Everything north is mainly rain. And then we've got a few stronger cells there south of Bartlesville with some possible hail. And then north of Pryor, between Pryor and Veneta, Oklahoma, there in northeastern Oklahoma. And then we're talking a little bit ago about the 2 tornado warning storms west of Oklahoma City. Those are still trekking right along. You're starting to see a notch here on the front, and that's probably right in this notch here is probably where it's going to be. I was still looking for some live video, and I'm not finding much. Normally, Val and Amy Castor has live video, but I am not finding it right now. I guess they are live here. Let's see if I can bring this up. Looks like they're right in the middle of the cell, the southern cell down here. I believe they had about 3-inch size or 1.5 to 2-inch size hail back here around Mountain View earlier with this particular southern cell that's tornado warned. Yeah, they're definitely out of position. They're probably right in the middle of rain, jockeying for position, trying to get out here. I would say that the rotation's probably going to be right here around 281 highway, south and east of Fort Cobb, Oklahoma. So if you're around Anadarko, between Cyril and Anadarko, and then Verdon and Chickasha, the southern cell is going to affect you. I guess I need to look to see if Channel 9's helicopter's out. A lot of times they will have that live. They actually storm chase with helicopters out of Oklahoma City quite frequently this time of year. And to find those, I just normally look on YouTube. They do most of their live streaming out of Channel 9, Oklahoma City on YouTube. Just type in Channel 9, Oklahoma City live weather stream, and they usually go live all the time. David Payne is their main meteorologist, and they have several trackers out, and they show quite a bit of what's going on. Yeah, Channel 9, Oklahoma City Weather Live Stream, and click on that and you can follow along. Believe it or not, Oklahoma City has some of the better spotters for their TV stations and their live streams that you've ever seen in your life. I guess after dark, they're probably not going to have their helicopter out. It's too dangerous, but during the daylight hours, it is very interesting to watch their helicopter pilot maneuver around these storms and get some pretty darn good video footage. We'll see if they update the southern cell's tornado warning here in just a little bit. Yeah, they're definitely talking about this cell here west and northwest of Minco. It's got the biggest amount of rotation right here, north and west of Minco. Looks like just north of Highway 37. And if you're in Union City, be in your storm shelters now. This is a very serious storm, folks. Tornado warning for this storm. Radar showing some pretty stout rotation right here in this little notched area. And if you're in Union City, this is going to impact you within the next 5 minutes. Current time is 8:14 Central Daylight Time. So by about 8:20, it will be over the city of Union City. Yeah, it's got some pretty good lightning, so they're able to see if there's any wall clouds or tornadoes. So if there's anything reported here on that TV station, I will definitely let you know. If you're interested, you can go over to the Channel 9 OKC Weather live stream on YouTube and check that out. They do a really good job of 24/7 live storm coverage down there around Oklahoma City. But I will also keep you updated here at Russ's Weather Recon. Don't want anybody to leave my stream. You can have both of them up at the same time if you want to. Looks like they've canceled the tornado warning down here on the Anadarko cell. Anadarko, Oklahoma, still under a severe thunderstorm warning. It was under a tornado warning just a little bit ago. They have not extended that as of this time. Yeah, they did cancel the Caddo County, Oklahoma. That's the southern cell tornado warning just a little bit ago. Storm which prompted the warning had weakened below severe limits and no longer appears capable of producing a tornado. Therefore, the warning had been canceled. And that was for this southern cell here west of Anadarko County, between Fort Cobb and Anadarko. Right now, we're still dealing with a tornado warning on this cell off to the north and west of Minco, Oklahoma, between Minco and Union City. And if you're in Union City, this will affect you probably within the next 2 minutes. Rotation right here in this general area. You've got a notched area there. Let me find the wind shear where the blues and the lighter red colors come together. This is your rotation. So right here between Union City and Minco, if you're in that area, be underground or in your tornado shelters now. You don't have any time left. This is right there on top of you, folks. Downstream, if you're in Tuttle, if you're in Mustang, be on the lookout within the next 30 to 40 minutes. This will affect you folks there in Mustang, especially. And downstream further than that, Moore, Oklahoma, south of Oklahoma City, Valley Brook, which is just outside of Oklahoma City, and then the city of Oklahoma City itself. So if you're in those areas, know anybody in those areas, make sure they know what's coming off to their west and southwest of Oklahoma City. Looks like the biggest part of the rotation is going to be closer to Minco. Right here in this area. You see where this blue here and the lighter oranges come together. This is your rotation. If a tornado is on the ground, that's exactly where it would be. you're just tuning in, we are talking about an area that has a tornado warning off to the south and west of Oklahoma City. You see Oklahoma City on the map here, off to the right, upper right corner. This will be affecting the metro area of Oklahoma City within the next 45 minutes or so. So if you're between Oklahoma City and Moore, even Norman, be on the lookout. Stay weather-wise. This is going to be affecting Minco and Union City right now. If you're in Tuttle and Mustang, those are the next two communities that are coming up in its path. And just be on the lookout, folks. Right now, this is the strongest storm along this cold frontal boundary. The cold front's a little bit further west than where all this is. This is kind of out in front of the cold front a little ways. So let me check on the storm back up to the north again. Let me switch back over from wind shear to reflectivity. Go down here to the Tulsa radar. And it looks like it is just coming into the west part of Parsons. Let's see here. You can expect up to 1-inch size hail. 100% chance of severe hail in this particular cell. And I don't know if they will issue a warning for that. Looks like they took the warning off of it. But these storms are actually pulsing up and down so much. They'll drop a warning. They'll allow the warning to expire or cancel it. And then within the next 10 minutes, you've got severe hail again, or upwards of severe hail. So that's why they're having issues sometimes on issuing these warnings. Let's see what they're saying. The reason for my pauses sometimes is I've got another screen that I look at for some of my actual feeds for reports. Frontal boundary is pushing into far southeastern Kansas, therefore will be dropping more counties from the severe thunderstorm watch behind the front where things have stabilized. So they've dropped the actual severe thunderstorm watch for Allen, Chautauqua, Elk, Greenwood, Montgomery, Wilson, and Woodson counties. They're no longer under a severe thunderstorm watch this evening. This says that the severe thunderstorm warning for western Labette and Montgomery counties will expire at 8:15 p.m., which was about 5 minutes ago. The storm which prompted the warning is weakened below severe limits and no longer poses an immediate threat to life or property. Severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 10 p.m. for southeastern Kansas. But, if you're here west of Parsons, you can still expect you're probably going to get some pea-size hail out of this, the way it looks. Like I said, these things can pulse up and down so quick that you very well get maybe bigger than pea-size hail with this particular storm west of Parsons. Right now, we're not under a severe thunderstorm warning for Labette County or Neosho counties for this cell, but that does not mean that won't change within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So stay weather aware. That's what I'm trying to help you folks do, is to stay weather aware. These storms here east of Bartlesville now. See, these things are ramping up a little bit too, up to 1.5 inch size hail off to the south and west of Nowata, Oklahoma. And a pretty good cell there between Veneta and Pryor still along I-44. See if we've got any changes down here around the Oklahoma City area. Tornado warning storm is still ongoing here southwest of Oklahoma City. This is the biggest storm so far this evening. Down here on the tail end of the storms in southern Oklahoma. looks like a pretty good hail core here coming into Anadarko, Oklahoma, south and west of Oklahoma City down here in this area on this southern cell. That will be affecting Verdon, Oklahoma by 9:01 p.m. down here in this area, and then that's on the track to affect Chickasha, Oklahoma. The tornado warning storm is still on track to affect the areas north of Tuttle, Oklahoma. This is right along the Oklahoma River. You see this squiggly line across here. So a lot of river bottom down in that area. This is the little town of Minco. The rotation's out here to the northeast of Minco or south and east of Union City. It'll be affecting mainly Mustang and a little bit north of Tuttle. And that will be within the next 45 minutes to an hour. That will be affecting the Oklahoma City metro area. You got Valley Brook, Oklahoma City up here, Midwest City, Moore, Norman. So if you're in those areas, know that you do have a tornado warning cell straight to your west between Minco and Union City. Storms are starting to extend off to the north from Oklahoma City a little ways between Hennessy, Kingfisher, and then back down to El Reno. Some mainly heavy rain and pea-size hail. They're showing that they've got at least 600 to 400 power outages across Caddo and Canadian counties already in central Oklahoma. But right now, tonight, so far, this has been the main show. The severe weather here off to the south and west of Oklahoma City. The cold front that we've been speaking of is back here towards Weatherford, up to east of Enid. But there's about a 20-degree temperature drop between southeastern Oklahoma. You got 77 degrees over here at McAllister. And you go back up here to, let's say Garden City. I mean, that's a pretty good temperature drop behind the cold front. So far, we don't have any reports of tornadoes. Everything's been hail tonight so far. But we do have this tornado warning storm off to the south and west of Oklahoma City. Looks like it's going to be affecting Mustang here very shortly. It's moving almost due east. Looks like Union City by 8:30, about right now, and the town of Mustang by 8:58 p.m. So in the next 30 minutes, should be to Mustang. Starting to hear our first rumbles of thunder here in Parsons. Outside my window here. It doesn't look like we're going to quite get our over inch of rain we were supposed to get. That's what they were predicting tonight for our area here in Parsons, but looks like probably some pea-sized hail to the west of Parsons here. Not under any severe thunderstorm warnings at this particular time. And I've got my cat that's headbutting the microphone here, so I'm going to have to hold on to it. It's not your scratching post. looks like between Parsons and Erie here, you've got a pretty good hail core now. It's probably right around the South Mound area. Let's see here. And then just straight west of Parsons, probably about 3 miles south and west of Parsons, a pretty good hail core there south of 400 highway. But that's just going to be some pretty heavy rain as that moves through the area. And looks like they've got a severe thunderstorm warning now here east of Bartlesville between Ramona and Delaware, Oklahoma on this cell. See, these things can ramp up and down pretty quick, up to 1.5 inch size hail. And a pretty good cell here still east of Veneta. It's made its way through Veneta. Looks like that'll be affecting Afton and Langley within the next 20 minutes or so. Starting to get some cells here around the Claremore and Choteau areas. And everything's kind of picking up a little bit out here in front of the actual cold front itself. Still do have the biggest story of the night down here south and west of Oklahoma City, still ongoing. Got a tornado warning on this cell down here, and that will be affecting the Mustang, Oklahoma area by about 8:59, the next 30 minutes or so. Especially when it's dark right now, you definitely don't want to take any chances. You're not going to see anything coming anyway since it's dark. They do have spotters out, but you're just not going to see much at all. Looks like they got upwards of about, a little weaker rotation than what they had before, down to 71 knots for their maximum delta velocity. And then they still have severe thunderstorm warnings on this cell down here around Anadarko. Probably picking up some pretty good hail there on the northeastern side of Anadarko, Oklahoma. But if you live in Oklahoma City, you probably got about 45 minutes before this particular cell gets to the metro part of Oklahoma City. It'll be moving into the southwest side of the city in the next 45 minutes or so. It looks like on the Minko cell, they've got at least 55 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts out here in the front part of this particular cell. But the rotation is going to be right here, west of Mustang. Let me bring that up for you, folks. Yeah. Going to be between Tuttle and Mustang is your biggest part of the rotation. And what I'm looking at here is you've got the lighter oranges here where my cursor is. You've got the darker blues down here south of Tuttle. And where these come together is where you've got your rotation. And that's exactly where your tornado would be if there is one on the ground. This is all radar indicated. Spotters have not verified those reports yet, but it is all radar indicated. But that doesn't mean there's not anything there. Remember, we're after dark right now in those areas, and when it's after dark, you're not going to see much other than in the lightning flashes. But coming into the metro area like this, it's very dangerous. They always deal with this every spring in Oklahoma City. It's a tornado magnet down there. And if nothing else, boy, this has got to be causing some flooding rainfall here. Union City, Yukon, Tuttle, Minco. Yeah, you're getting some flooding rainfall and all that. Let's see if I can bring up the I don't have access to that right now. See if I can get an estimate on radar of rainfall. Check my one next to me over here. Yeah, it looks like Mountain View. Oh wow. The southern cell. Well, shoot, I can't really tell. Trying to figure out the radar estimated precipitation from those cells, but I can't really. Looks like they've kind of chopped down the tornado warning here a little bit. They took the backside of it off back here. So looks like Mustang rotation is just going to be off to your west by about 3 to 4 miles right now. So right in this area is where we're concerned about. So if you're in Mustang, yeah, that's definitely on your doorstep. Tornado warning off to the south and west of Oklahoma City. Be affecting Mustang by 8:44, Moore, Oklahoma by 9:06, Valley Brook by 9:07, and Del City, Oklahoma by 9:12 p.m. this evening. So this is moving off to the east, almost due east. Looks like it will not affect the downtown Oklahoma City area, but all your southern edges here of Oklahoma City, between Moore and Valley Brook and those areas, you better be on the lookout. Let's see when this actually expires. This expires in 8:45, so another 10 minutes. Let's see. Let me do some checking over here to see if they've got any updates on any of this. Yeah, I'm not seeing many updates or of anything. Oh, that's... Tornado warning remains in effect until 8:45 for north central Grady, southeastern Canadian counties. This is all radar indicated. This was at 8:32 was the last update on this. It's moving east at 35 miles per hour, 5 miles southeast of Union City. Be affecting southwestern Oklahoma City, Tuttle, Union City, and Minco. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter, safe room, or interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, this is a radar-indicated tornado off to the west of Mustang, Oklahoma. Looks like it's going through a phase again here, where it will probably weaken a little bit, and that does not mean that it won't redevelop out here on the very edge of this line of storms. That's just the way it all works. Got a little notch here off to the west of Moore now. Be interesting to see if they do extend this tornado warning, or what exactly they're going to do with this. They may extend it just because it's coming into the Oklahoma City metro area. This is off to the south and west of Oklahoma City, near the town of Mustang is the area we're looking at. If you're in Moore and Valley Brook, I would definitely be on high alert right now. Looks like some pretty good hail here on this one in northeastern Oklahoma. Let me switch over. This is between Delaware, Oklahoma, and Talala. Actually off to the south and west of Nowata, Oklahoma, here south of 60 Highway. Pretty darn good hail core, and that is severe thunderstorm warned. Still got a little bit of hail we're dealing with here in the city of Parsons, or just off to the west side of edge of the Parsons itself. Luckily, the side that I'm not in. I live in the southeastern part of town, down in this area here. But, yeah, that's probably up to about half-inch size hail there in the hail core on the western side of Parsons. Definitely getting some heavy rains right now here in town. I can actually hear it on the windows right now, the heavy rain. I'm hoping to get probably at least a half to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall tonight. That would be about perfect. We wound up with, today's the third, probably the first and the second. We wound up with a total of about 2.4 inches of rainfall here in Parsons, northern Labette County, here a couple days ago. So, believe it or not, we are above normal on rainfall so far. Doesn't take long to become below normal. As you can see, they are taking several of the western counties back here out of the severe thunderstorm watch. Still dealing with this tornado warning here off to the south and west of Oklahoma City. Let me see if I can pinpoint the actual rotation. Switch radar sites. Yeah, it's showing here just between Tuttle and Mustang is the strongest part of the rotation within this storm. You see the circle here going around in a leftward motion. That is the actual rotation marker. The radar itself, NexRad radar, slaps on there. kind of give you an indication on where the rotation is in the storm. So to give you an idea where this will affect, looks like areas to the south of Mustang, and probably between Valley Brook and Moore. If this continues on, looks like they have issued a flash flood warning for this area just because of the torrential rainfalls. That goes clear down to about 11:45 tonight for a flash flood warning for that area in the green box. But still have a tornado warning. See if they're actually going to extend that or allow it to expire. It says it will expire at 8:45, so 1 minute from now. Tornado warning for north central Grady and southeastern Canadian counties will expire at 8:45. The storm which prompted the warning has moved out of the area. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. Remember, a severe thunderstorm warning will remain in effect for northern Grady, Canadian, Oklahoma, northern McLean, and into Cleveland counties. So right now, it looks like they allowed that to expire at 8:45. It's automatically off my map. Showing some fairly broad rotation now between Tuttle and Mustang right here in this area. But they have not extended that as of right now. This has actually been tornado warned for quite some time. Interesting to see what they do with this particular cell here off to the south and west of Oklahoma City. This has been the first time for quite some time that it has not been tornado warned. But we will see if they decide to extend that. Looks like it's turning into a line of storms here. That does not mean that you still can't have a spin up of a tornado within a line of storms like that. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning here around Nowata, Oklahoma, and northeastern Oklahoma. These cells will probably move up into the Columbus and Pittsburgh areas within the next hour, and probably even affect maybe the Joplin areas. You've got one down here around Veneta that will move off to the east-northeast through Joplin. Like I said, these are mainly have pea-sized and nickel-sized hail. That's what's been reported with these northern cells up here in southeastern Kansas and northeastern Oklahoma most of the evening. Nothing really any larger than that, but looks like the rain has definitely cooled down everything. I believe we were sitting at about 73 degrees before all the rain come through out here at the Parsons Airport, and it's reporting 64 degrees now. So if nothing else, it has definitely cooled things down from where they were. And we look at the temperatures back here to the west of the front. Wichita's sitting at 55 degrees with a 45-degree dew point. So it's definitely cooler and much drier air back here behind the front. 45 degrees in Concordia, 46 in Manhattan. So yeah, it's considerably cooler behind the cold front. But everything looks like it's kind of calming down a little bit this evening. It's unsure if the severe thunderstorm watch will be extended off into central Missouri throughout the night. A little bit of southwestern Missouri and west central Missouri is included in the severe thunderstorm watch, but I don't know if they'll extend any of this off to the east, closer to Springfield later on or not. Just kind of have to wait and see, but if nothing else, down here around Oklahoma City, wow, they're going to have some flooding issues, probably right over the top of Oklahoma City. So if you're in a flood-prone area, you're definitely going to have some issues within the next hour of some serious flooding in Oklahoma City. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Just stay weather aware if you're living down there around that area, central Oklahoma, as these severe thunderstorms make their way off to the east. And I think I'm going to jump off of here for the time being. And if things get worse, I will come back on. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. Follow me on Facebook. But if you know anybody out there that enjoys weather and keeping up and updated on severe weather events like this, make sure you let them know about Russ's Weather Recon. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can, and if you can spread the word, we'll greatly appreciate it. And until next time, stay weather aware, stay weather wise, and we'll talk to you next time.